Time for the latest edition of Barrier Breakers, our look at pioneers of the NBA. In the latest episode, we're focused on the pride of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, an island nation home to about 100,000 people and one that claims exactly one exceptional NBA player. At first glance, Adonal Foyle's career may seem ordinary enough. He averaged just about 5 points a game over a dozen seasons, but thanks to his success and his drive, he's had extraordinary impact on youth back in his hometown.
Being born in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Canouan, which is an island of about probably 3.5 by 1.5 miles. At the time, we had a booming population of about 500. So what I remember most was, being with my grandmother, being raised by my grandmother. When you're poor, everything you worry about cost. Candles was very expensive for us. We didn't have electricity, and the kerosene lamp was what we used for light. And everybody would turn the lights off at 7 because you didn't want to waste the kerosene lamp. And I remember trying to read at night, and my grandmother would get so furious at me, so I would take a towel and I would stuff it underneath the door so she couldn't see the kerosene lamp was on and that I was reading under the covers with a lantern, holding it up. Canouan compared to Union was probably a boat ride, maybe 20 minutes away. And in Union, there was a soldier who learned basketball while, with the Americans and a ship. And he came back and brought the game to the island, and he put up a telephone pole, and he got a tire. He figured out a way to get a basketball wrapped up in all kind of different stuff. He created a ball, and that way I learned basketball. I started playing basketball, was terrible at it, growing into my body and still trying to figure out, what I was coordinated in that. Took a little bit of time, but one of the local teams, Valley Nets, encouraged me to be part of their team, and I got a chance to play. 2 people were at the tournament. They were professors from Colgate University doing research in the Caribbean. They saw me and they started talking to me, why are you playing basketball? You're so young, you're 15 years old, And I said, well, I like it. I just started figuring it out. And literally 2 weeks later, I was on a plane going to the United States, coming to Philadelphia on a basketball scholarship.
I believe that more than anything else, for us to go to the next level, we need to merge academics and sports. It's simply not good enough to be a good athlete.
I'm Zanish Sandy.
My name is Alicia Hazel.
My name is Adonal Foyle of the Orlando Magic, reminding you to live up.
Love, protect, respect.
You gotta work for it. You gotta push your limit to reach where you want to go.
He always tells us that there is no athletics without academics. They go hand in hand.
And I would like to thank Shiana and Adonal for letting us be here.
Thank you very much for everything. They have done a wonderful job.
We just but scratched the surface. This is just a beginning.
Colgate represent, for me, the bridging of the idea that you could be a student athlete again, and I really wanted that to be the legacy. I feel that that's one of the things that has been cheated from us, that you have to choose between being a good athlete and being a good student. But I think when you come from the outside, you see things a little bit differently sometimes than most people can see when they're inside. And I think for me, one of the big things right off the bat was using my basketball skills to teach younger people. The kerosene lamp served as a beacon to kind of find your way through that dark island. So I thought it was apropos in having a foundation, trying to lead young people in a brighter future, to call it the Kerosene Lamp Foundation, to really give them a light at the top of the hill. So the Kerosene Lamp Foundation was born and the idea that you can use basketball to change lives. So we wanted to give kids safer access to places to play. We wanted to give them access to libraries and books, to have mentors. We wanted them to really aspire to be great, and we thought that basketball presented an amazing opportunity to teach, profound skills. So we have connected with over 5,000 kids, both here and in the Caribbean. We have helped in refurbishing basketball courts. We have empowered a lot of kids to take the next step, and moving forward is really about continuing the grind of doing the work. When you go back and a parent says, you know, my kid is reading now. My kids love to read. Those are the stories that gets me. It was surreal. I mean, everything changed overnight. Going back home, you know, people coming up to you. I never thought growing up, you know, on an island of 500 people that somebody was going to ask me for an autograph. It was amazing for me because I've always believed in that notion that if you make it out, that you owe a debt of gratitude. It's almost a moral imperative that you go back and try to help the next generation. I've always felt that calling, and that is an important part of my life mission. Just pushing them, moving them into the right path, having them see the world in a different place than they did a moment before, and giving them that hope that they could accomplish extraordinary things is what I will remember most about what we try to do every day and will continue to do every day with the Kerosene Lamp Foundation.
Adonal Foyle turning his home country's kids on to education and reading through sports, and our latest barrier break. Back with more after this.